This joining slip works great for connecting thrown parts with hand-built parts, and I make it by using toilet paper and white vinegar. And so I'm going to start out and just take, this is 4 squares of 2-ply toilet paper. If you have cheaper toilet paper, a little bit more. If you have fancier toilet paper, a little bit less. And I'm working in a pint-sized container, so I'll put about 1.5 cups of white vinegar in with the toilet paper. And then using an immersion blender, I'm going to make paper pulp. And this is really quick. And then you have this great pulp consistency. And to that, I am going to add some bone dry clay. And I've broken this up so it is kind of 1/4 inch size pieces. You don't need to make it any smaller than that. The vinegar will break up the clay. And usually what I do is mix this together, and it's usually a little bit more clay than vinegar. And then I just take a wooden tool and loosely mix this up until it's sort of a paste. Maybe just a little bit more clay. And then I'll cover this and let it sit overnight. And it's amazing, overnight it'll get a little bit foamy as the vinegar breaks down the clay. And it'll form this really great goop, which I use for attaching all of my parts together. The vinegar acts as a deflocculant and helps to join the 2 parts together as you slip and score. I also sometimes will use this as a crack patcher, and I find that it really holds all of my attachments together very well. When you make this, you want to make sure that the bone dry clay body is the clay body that you're hand building or throwing with. You don't want to use some other type of clay body. And it is perfectly bone dry, it has no water in it. So this entire slip concoction is 0 water, all vinegar. And slip and score both parts. And then make sure I'm in line with the dimple on the front. And then I support the inside of the mug as I go to press these 2 parts together so that I can firmly attach them and not end up making an indent in the piece. So I've got my middle finger on the inside. And the same thing when I go to attach at the bottom. I'll support that part. And then I use the palm of my hand rather than my fingertips so that I don't make any dimples in the handle itself. It stays a nice smooth round piece. Then I'll look from the side and see how the angle of the handle is, if I want to pull it up or push it down. Maybe put some fingers inside to make sure that there's enough space. So once it shrinks, it's 15%, it's still usable. Then a little of this joining slip has oozed out of the seam. So I just take a soft brush and smooth that out. So when I go to dry this piece, after the top lip has had a chance to set up and can support the weight of the mug, I'll flip it upside down and I leave it completely uncovered until it's bone dry.